Hello, everyone, and welcome to my FlossTube channel. My name is Joanne Pacheco. Today is Saturday, July 22nd, and this is my FlossTube number 3. It has been a long time since I've been here. 6 months. I started my FlossTube channel earlier this year, and I did a couple episodes, and then I just kind of been lazy and just didn't do it. And so finally today I decided, you know what? I need to get back to doing it. I love sharing what I do. My channel is about cross stitching, and I just love sharing what I do with everyone. So just a little bit of a life update. I'll do that first, and then I am going to go through haul first, just because I have all that here set up. I'll go through haul, and then I'll go through some finishes. I did have some starts and finishes, and then we'll go through my whips. Now, because I have not been here in about 6 months, there are going to be a lot of whips. I'm hoping that after today, I will get into some sort of schedule to doing it once a month, so I don't have a stack of stuff to show. I would like my videos to be short, less than 30 minutes, because I know viewers have a lot of people out there to watch on FlossTube. I know I do. I'm still trying to get caught up. So I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. This one may be a little bit longer. Just on some life updates. So I got to attend my first retreat ever in May. It was Stitching in the Wild by Garon Stitchery, and it was held here in Fort Lauderdale. Now, I live in Florida, and I am about 3 hours north of Fort Lauderdale. So that was very convenient for me. I actually took the train down there, which I've never been in a train, and that was an interesting experience. And the only reason I took the train is because I did not want to leave my son home for 5 days without a vehicle. So I knew once I got to Fort Lauderdale that I would not be needing a vehicle, so why not take the train? It was cheap. So I did that, and I had the best experience ever. That was my first in-person retreat I've ever attended. I had a lot of fun. There was about 100 of us stitchers there, and it was just amazing. So part of my haul today is going to be things that I received there or purchased at their store. They did bring their annex. They brought in an annex store. They are an online store, but for the retreat, they did have a little annex store, which is really nice. So I had a blast. I am definitely going to do it again next year. Next year is going to be in Alabama, and it's going to be in September. So I am looking forward to that. And yeah, just was nice to really meet a lot of the people that I've connected with on our Zoom groups and online. I had a blast. I've also attended my first online retreat. So I watch Annabella, Elaine, who is the owner of Annabella's with her husband Terry. She created her first pop-up retreat, which was held last weekend. And I am scheduled for an online retreat in September with Acorns and Threads. Acorns and Threads has a retreat every year in September in Oregon. But because of travel and time, I decided why not do the online one. So they do have both. So while the attendees are there in person, there is going to be a group of us online to enjoy in the same field, the same event, just virtually. So when I heard about Annabella's pop-up retreat, I thought, ooh, this will be perfect. I want to try it. It's convenient. I can stay home. So I participated in that, and I had a blast. It's one of the things that I'm starting to get used to is keeping up with retreats. Although I cannot attend a lot of retreats, I am going to take advantage of all the online retreats that I can find because they're convenient. I can stay home, I can send my son and daughter away for the weekend, and just have a blast. So the second part of my haul is going to be from things that I received during that retreat. Okay. Um, and that's pretty much it. Um, I just been busy with work. I try to stitch as much as I can. I've been taking a travel piece, which I'll talk about that during my whips. And so I try to get in as much stitching as I can. In the evenings when I get home, I try to at least get 30 minutes, maybe an hour at the most, depending on the day and what's going on. So with that, let's get started with my haul. Now, one thing I do want to talk about briefly is about, there's a lot of stitchers out there and floss tubers that are, what's the word? So they keep a calendar. It's one of those things that's out there that everybody wants to keep track of what they do. It's very popular with stickers, and people go crazy getting stickers and things like that. And so when I stitch whatever I want, whenever I want. I don't have any particular rotation schedule. One of the things that I do participate in challenges from time to time. One of the ones that I try to participate in is Carolyn Sooks, who is Sea Sook Stitch. She has a monthly magazine challenge that I try to participate when I can. Colorado Cross Stitcher, I like to participate in her summer camps retreats. Nope, not retreats. Challenges. So those are online. Well, they're not retreats. So, she gives you a theme for the month, and she does it June, July, and August. And so you stitch something based on that theme. So I've been doing that for the last couple years, which I really like. But for the most part, I just stitch whatever I like. I do keep track of what I stitch. I created I call it my stitchy sheet, where I keep track of all my charts with their with the whips, that tells me, who the designer is, tells me when I started, when I finished, and why I stitched that, why I picked to stitch that. So when I go through my whips, I'll be able to tell you about those pieces. But one of the things I started in for the month of July, I thought, you know what, I want to try this calendar thing, but not so much to plan, but just to keep track of what I stitch. And my thinking behind it is, if I want to get back to doing FlossTube channel or videos, will be better way for me to keep track of what I did for that month. That way, all I have to do is take out those whips that I did that month and have them ready. So that's my idea. Now, I will tell you, I bought stickers. I have not put any stickers in my book because I'm not sure how I'm going to use that. I'm very funny, I guess, or OCD about things on my books and things. So I have not put any stickers in my book. I don't know if I will. I like to be plain and simple. Okay. So this is the book that I purchased, and I just purchased this at Walmart. It's just a basic book, and I'll show you the first month, which was July. And so really all I do is I keep track of what I stitch for the day. You can see my key up here. I like to stitch a chart for lunch, and then I stitch a chart in the evening. So I know when I'm looking at my book what I stitch for lunch and what I stitch in the evening, because usually it's different things. And then I have some other things, if I have events like the Annabella pop-ups, I put them there. I do highlight it, or a meetup group, or Zoom group. So that's my idea of just keeping a calendar. Like I said, I'm trying to get used to it, but I'm not going to be as detailed as a lot of these stitchers do, just because I'm simple, and I don't know how it's going to work. So we'll see. So this month has gone pretty good. I mean, I've been keeping track of my stuff, and I'll keep track of my floss tubes when I record, so I know when to record again. Definitely need to have stuff to record, so I'm going to try to do as much as I can throughout the month. So as far as haul, so when I went to stitching in the wild retreat, another thing that I did get a first time experience was with going to a local needle shop. So near me there are no local needle shops. Fort Lauderdale will be the closest one to me that I know of, and so I took the opportunity to go to the cross stitch cupboard, which is in Fort Lauderdale. I think that's what it's called. So I got to see that. It was an interesting experience. I will say that it was a little bit overwhelming for me. I didn't have a lot of time to really browse around. I was there with a couple other stitchers, friends that I met, my table mate, and so I didn't want to have people wait for me. So kind of browsed around things like that. The store was beautiful. She had a bunch of finishes on the walls everywhere. It was funny because I was getting a little overwhelmed, and I thought, I'm just going to go in the bathroom. I'm just going to woosah and just kind of get away from that. I don't know. I just kind of get a little anxiety when I'm in confined places. Not so much claustrophobic because, one of the things I've done for the last 6 years is MRIs, and I love getting MRIs done. I can be in that too. That's the best sleep I get is when I'm getting an MRI done. But it was just a lot. It was overwhelming, and I got anxiety. And it was so funny because I go in the bathroom and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go in the bathroom. Let me just take a breather. And I walk in the bathroom, I close the door, and I turn around, and wouldn't you know, there's finishes all over the wall. And I want to get away from this stuff just for a second, and they're everywhere. And I thought, okay, this isn't working. This isn't working. But they were so beautiful, and I was able to get a couple things at the store. I actually have one of the projects as a weave, so we go through that. But while at Stitching in the Well, I purchased this chart called Liberty Games by Erica Michaels. Now, I've never stitched Erica Michaels, so this will be a really neat experience for me. I've heard a lot of good things about Erica Michaels. They actually had the floss pack at the store, so I was able to buy that. I love when a project is, or when a chart is kitted. If I don't have to think or look for things, if you have it kitted, just give me the pack, give me the fabric. So I have not started this. I do still need to get a fabric, but this is a little bit big. So I'm trying not to stitch too many big projects right now because I've got a lot of them going on right now. So that's one of them. The other thing, let's see, some of the stuff I bought at the store. So let's put that aside. One of the designers, so Gary and Ronnie had some designers that created exclusive charts for us. So one of those charts was by Fox and Rabbit called Come Party with Frank, which I think it's really cute. I am not a seasonal stitcher. I don't stitch Halloween or anything like that. But I thought this was a really cute chart. I will stitch this eventually. They also had a floss bag for this. It was really easy to just pick it up and purchase it. So that was one of my hauls. This I actually got from the freebie table. This is called Everyone Brings Joy, a Waxy Moon Designs. Somebody had a briefcase there with a bunch of charts, so I picked that up. I thought that was really cute. Stitchy Pros, so Holly Freeman, who was Stitchy Pros, she was one of the exclusive designers that we had at Retreat, and she had a lot of her pieces there. She had a, what do you call it when they bring their stuff? See, I forget. I'm not good at this. But I got to meet her. I've never heard of her until that day, and it was so funny because I didn't know who she was. And I remember standing in line making a purchase, and the line was really long, so you talk to stitchers near you, and she was one of the girls standing there talking, and the whole time we're having this great conversation, and didn't think anything of it. So that night or that next morning, I get up. And one of the things I like to do is I look on Facebook, see if anything new's been posted. Wouldn't you know that Holly added me on Facebook? And so I thought, oh, that's cool. So I go into her page and it says Stitchy Pros. I'm like, I have been hanging out with a famous person, didn't even know it. But she is such a sweet girl. I really enjoy hanging out with her that weekend. I purchased one of her charts called When Pigs Fly. I thought this was really cute. She also had a needle minder. I didn't bring it, but I will get that, and I will show it in a minute. So I purchased that chart from her. I also purchased another chart from her, which I'll show when we get there. Oh, this is another chart I bought from her. It's Stitcher's Wish. I thought this was the cutest chart ever. This chart were actually, it was funny because they had giveaways, they had raffles and things during the event, and my number got picked for this chart and a needle minder, the frog needle minder. Which actually, let me show that to you. Give me one moment. Okay, I'm back. So the needle minder for the Pigs Can Fly is this cute little pig. These were handmade by Holly. She did explain she's got these special pens where she was able to color in um, those shades that you see there. So I got that one. And the one with the frog is this one that says Live, Laugh, Frog. Very, very cute. So I had purchased this at the store with the needle minder. And I also want it. And I thought, okay, what am I going to do with this? I already have this. So I gave it to my table mate, Shelly Moneymaker. Sorry for calling your name out, Shelly. She's part of our group, but she was my table mate. And I said, Shelly, I will give you this if you would stitch this with me. We'll do a stitch along. And so we're going to actually start our own stitch along on August 1st. And I can't wait. I've already purchased the fabric. I've got the floss, all that ready to go. I can't wait. And another thing was really cute that I had told Holly. I said, hey, Holly, by the way, we're going to stitch your chart for our own stitch along. And she thought it was the greatest idea. I had her sign the pattern for me, which is really cute. She says, can't wait to see your cell on this. So we are going to be tagging her on our post so that she can follow us. I also had her sign the pig one, which is really cute too. I tell you, she was such a sweet girl. Another exclusive chart for the event was this Sunshine and Blooms. This was a Teresa Kogut exclusive design. Very simple, very pretty. I am actually going to start this probably this weekend. They did have the floss pack. They had the fabric there, so I bought the whole kit. It was great. Why I haven't started, I don't know. But I took it out this morning to set this up, and I thought, I'm going to start this today. No, not today. Sometime this weekend. So this was another exclusive design. Real pretty. I like that one. And that one, the fabric on that is by XG Designs called Grandma's Slip, and it's an 18 count Aida. So that's what I'll be stitching. And then so when I went to the cross stitch covered, I bought a couple things. I bought this Happiness is Homemade cookbook. This was the 2023 Nashville Needlework Cookbook. I like this. Okay, so one thing about me is I don't cook. Can I cook? Yes. Do I like to cook? No. I like to eat, but I don't have time to cook. But what I like about this cookbook is that there are designs in here, small designs by different designers. And I can't really show you the book because a lot, the charts are in the pages, so it's very hard to find something that just has a picture. A lot of it doesn't have pictures on it. But when I flipped through this book, I thought this is cute. One of the things that I found that if I stitch small projects in between my large ones, I feel like I'm accomplishing something. So this has been a great saver for me. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I also purchased this Heart in Hand book called Seasonal Etchings. I've seen other stitchers do this, and I just thought it was very pretty. I just had to get it. Nothing to it. I just thought simple thing. Now I don't do pillows. I know a lot of times people have taken these and stitch them separately, done pillows. I'm gonna probably just stitch it the way it is because I don't do pillows. Um, so I purchased that. And then I've never had a Hello from Liz Matthews chart and found this butterfly cloche, which I thought was very pretty. Lots of back stitching, I think, from what it looks like. Maybe some back stitching, but that's okay. I just thought it was very pretty. So this is my first Hello from Liz Matthews design, which I'll talk about this in a minute, but she was one of the designers that attended Annabella's pop-up retreat, and we had the chance to talk to her and hear about her, and it was great. She is such a sweet girl. Um, and then the last thing that I got, okay, so I got a lot of freebies from Stitchers. I didn't bring anything. I didn't participate in the smalls exchange or anything like that because being my first retreat, I didn't know what to expect. I don't know what people bring. I don't know what people do. So I didn't participate, but I got a lot of freebie stuff. But a lot of that has either been used or eaten or just kind of put away. But one of the cool things that I got is from my table, one of my table mates, Silk Stitch, she wanted somebody to adopt this chart by Tiny Modernist called Santa House. Now, I don't stitch, again, I don't stitch seasonal. I don't stitch Christmas particularly, but I do sometimes. But I thought this was a really cute chart. But she gave me she gave me her chart. She gave it all to me in her little pack with all the floss, and then what she started. So she started it. I guess she didn't like it or she gave up on it. So I said, I'll adopt it. I'll take it. This is where she was. Very, very cute. I love those colors. I think she did a great job. I think it'll be an easy thing for me to just pick up and go. She's got it all marked out, framed, so it should be fun. Now, I've never stitched with a fabric that has those grid lines, so I have to figure out what to do about that, but I'm sure it's nothing crazy, but very cute chart. I have not stitched on it yet, but it is in my WIP pile. So whenever it comes up on my to-do list, then I'll do it. So she stitched this on 14 count Ada by Loops and Threads, color oatmeal. And that's Santa's house. So I thought that was so sweet of her. It was exciting to adopt that. And hopefully I'll start it soon. Now, for Annabella's retreat, we got a swag bag in the mail, which is really neat. So I'll go through some of that. And so we had an online swag bag. So when the retreat opened up, we were able to go to the online swag bag and we were able to download some charts from the 6 designers that she had as a surprise. So the first one is called the Bee Quaker, and this is by Samplers and Primitives. I've never stitched their chart, but this is really cute chart. I am looking forward to stitching that. So that was one of the charts that we got as part of our swag bag. This next one is from Puntini Puntini called Sweet Summertime. So this was their summer retreat. Annabella is planning on, Elaine from Annabella's is planning on doing these retreats on a quarterly basis. And so it'll be different themes. This was her summer retreat. And then in the fall, in October, she'll have her fall retreat. So all our pieces for this retreat was summertime related, something about summer. So some really cute charts. Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting provided strawberry salt bucks for us. They have an online blog where you can get a lot of freebies from them if anybody's interested. It's cute. Annabella's has country and primitive cross-stitch designs created. It's a strawberry summer. Another cute chart with a house. Very pretty. Then we have summer, which this one was created by Annabella. Shannon Christine Design. So I've never heard of Shannon Christine. I know that's bad. I've been stitching for 2 years. I'm still trying to figure out who is who and who's out there. But Shannon Christine Design, she also joined in and had an live chat with us, and she pop in the booths and talk with us stitchers. So it was really nice to meet her. This is summertime stitching. Summertime stitching. Yes. Sorry. So that was that one. Cherry Hill Stitchery created this design for us. This is called Berries in the Round. I had to stick a paper on there because that's the chart, but there it is. Berry in the Rounds by Cherry Hill Stitcher. That's a cute little small too. Things like this, I see myself stitching in between the big ones so that I feel like I'm accomplishing something. Then Annabella provided Sweet Summertime. This is one of her charts with her and her daughter. This was actually a kit, and she provided all the finishing. Well, she provided the fabric, the floss, and the finishing material so that we could finish it the way she has it finished there. Very, very cute. That's Sweet Summertime. Erin Elizabeth Design was also joined us in chat. We got to talk to her. She created Watermelon Tier. Now she is famous for her watermelon or for her tier chart. She's got all kinds of different tiers. I've not stitched them, but I have seen people stitch them. Very cute. So I'm looking forward to stitching that. Annabella also created a chart for us called Berries and Bugs. And there are 3 charts in this. And this one is actually in her store now. So there's 3 sets of cross stitch there. So you have berries and bugs. You have, actually that's called flower pot. And then you have strawberry and berries in the back. So you've got strawberry and berries, which is this one here. And then you have strawberry design. So some cute little smalls, just adding to my collection of smalls, which is great. And Liz Matthew, like I said, she was one of the designers, and she provided patchwork spools. Which the neat thing about this one is what she wants us to do is to use our own colors. We can use those colors she selected, but the idea behind this is, she explained to us that she wanted us to do these in our favorite colors. So I have a few favorite colors, but I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do this when I stitch this. But that's Patchwork by Hello from Liz Matthews. So that was all my haul as far as retreats. I do have some haul from, so Elaine from Elamella, she does shares, a weekly share, where she if she selects your name in one of her FlossTube videos, she goes through her shop and just picks a couple different things, charts for you to stitch, and she sends them out. They're happy mail, but you don't know what she's going to pick for you. So my name got selected. It was funny because while I was at Stitching in the Wilds retreat in May, Friday night, I watched her video. Her videos come out Friday, and that day my name got called. And so I emailed her right away, and she sent me 2 charts, which is really cool because I've seen her when she created these patterns, but I hadn't had the chance to purchase them. So it was really nice to get these from her. The first one is called Snap, Crackle, Boom. I thought about stitching this for 4th of July, but I started something else, so I hadn't started this. But I am going to do this hopefully in the next few months just to kind of have it ready. So snack, crackle, boom. And the next one was called 4th of July. I love that. I love that eagle. I think that's really cool. These are really simple, small, simple. So I am looking forward to doing some of these smalls that I have. And then some charts I got. So Sambry Stitches, Becca from Sambry Stitches, she does giveaways on her channel. And I also won some charts from her. And what I won is she had her summer stitches. So I won a few charts from her. She does a lot of Bigfoot stitches. This first one is Bigfoot in summer. So I printed that out. And again, I have not stitched any of these. It's really cute. This cute one called I Pick You. It's another nice small. These are all really cute smalls. Summer at Autumn Hills Plays. And Words to Live By. This one's really cool. Very patriotic. I think I won maybe one or two, but for some reason, I don't know why I didn't print them, but I think it was like 5 or 6 in total, something like that. So that was very generous of her. I was really excited when I won that. So I've never stitched her stuff, but I am looking forward to stitching those. And then my last haul, so, the only craft store that I have in my area is Michael's. So Michael's is my craft store. I don't have a Joann's Fabric. I don't have a Hobby Lobby. I don't have any of that here. It's all Michael's. So I get coupons. Like every once in a while, I'll get emailed a coupon for $5 coupon. I can't think what is going on. Maybe I need to get something to eat. Anyway, so I had a $5 coupon. I had to use it up this last week. So I went by there, browsed around. Every once in a while, I like to get a fabric. Sometimes they put out these nice printed fabrics. I didn't see anything I liked. But I found this felt applique kit. Now, I don't do felt applique, never done it. But when I saw that, I thought, this is the cutest thing ever. So I had to buy it. So I bought it. I just thought it was really cute. It was $5, so I pretty much got this for free. How exciting. So those are all my hauls. I don't normally have haul like that. I don't buy a lot of things, but those are some really neat things that I've gotten in the last couple months, which has been exciting. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to get my whips and I will be back. Okay. And we're back. So the first thing I want to show you are my finishes. I have a few. They're not fully finished because I don't fully finish projects. If I'm going to frame something, I will. But normally I like to get nice things done, so I'll send them off to a finisher. This first one is called Counting on Love. This was a chart that I did. This was a release from 2022 Nashville Needlework Market. And so I stitched this for Sherry at Colorado Cross Stitcher Sampler Camp 2022. So last year she did a sampler camp that ran from September to December. I did not finish it in time, but I did finish it. I think it was in February, sometime in January I finished it. The only thing is that I haven't really finished it. What I'm missing, now, one thing I will tell you guys is I do not iron my fabrics. When I'm going to show them. Now, when they get finished, I do iron them, but I do not iron my fabrics. So I do apologize for the wrinkles. But here is Counting on Love. And when I saw that, I thought it was really cute. And what I did was, now the original chart, I don't have the picture, but well, I have the picture, but the original chart has the date, and the idea was to, for your sweetheart, put in the date and your initials at the bottom. So what I did was I put the month and year. I know what date I met my sweetheart, but I just put the month and year. I have yet to put in our initials because I need to chart that to make sure that they fit. So I haven't figured out how to do that, but I will do that. But I just thought this was a really cute one. I love those colors. I like how this turned out. This I stitched on a 14 count light oatmeal Ada by Fiddler's Cloth, which I just bought at Michael's. This next one, it's called Under the Garden Moon. It's by Amy McClellan, and this actually came out of the Happiness is Homemade Cookbook, the one that I showed earlier. I don't have a finished picture because it's just a chart, but I stitched that one on 28 count Lugana or even weave color lilac. Now, one of the things that these stitchy friends of mine at Stitching in the Wild Retreat in May did was that they took me out of my comfort zone. I've always been an Ada stitcher, and they're like, well, no, you can stitch on even weave. It's easy. Let's do it. So I bought me a couple 28 count even weave, and so far I've had no issues. I love it. I actually have one of my Zoom friends, Joy Lisa. She was so nice to send me some fabric. So I am really enjoying stitching on it. I am still an Ada stitcher. I'm still going to continue stitching on Ada, but I am falling in love with the even weave. I just like the way it goes. Two over two. That kind of took me a while, but I think I've gotten there. So this is one that I stitched there, and then on this I also have. And the reason I stitched this is I needed a project for CSUK's monthly magazine challenge, and so her June challenge, the acrostic word was manure, and I needed a word for you. So I got this. So I stitched that one. I also picked and then I needed a chart for the 2020, for the July cross stitch camp. And the theme was to stitch something that grows. So this is called Friendship Basket by Lori Pengelly. This also came out from the cookbook, Happiness's Cookbook. I stitched this on a 16 count Ada, and I finished this, I think it was I started July 4th and I finished it July 10th. So it was a very quick stitch. And the reason I picked this, to me, flower grows, friendships grow. So I'm going to show you those. And here they are. Just want to make sure it's on the screen. So this is Under the Moon. What's that called? Under the Garden Moon. And this is Friendship Basket. Oops. So I love those. Those turned out really, really cute. This next one is called Remember by Sarah Goodman. This came from the Just Cross Stitch magazine from the August 2022 issue. And I needed a magazine start for Baringo. So CSUK also does a challenge in January called Baringo. And so I stitched this as one of the charts that was in my bingo board. So it was just a cute little chart. I actually finished this chart. I stitched this on 16 count Ada by Witchell, color amber. Not only did I do this so I didn't finish it. I started it during her retreat. Excuse me a moment. But the neat thing about this is I finished this at the retreat in May, the Garon Stitcher retreat. Finished that in May, and I was able to ring the bell. That was a really neat experience. I really like doing that. So give me a second. Sorry, my papers are flying. So this is Remember. Hopefully it's there on the screen. Very simple chart. Just a few colors. Simple. I liked it. It's very cute. I had fun doing that. This next two charts, so these were also exclusive charts for the Garon Retreat, the Stitching in the Wild. These charts were charted by Holly of Stitchy Pros. One of them is called Bee Wild, the other one's called Hog Wild. I stitched these both on 28 count even weave. One is lilac and the other one is a light blue. And these are really cute. It very much went with our theme. So there are those. This one was a quick stitch, very small. This one took me a little bit. I will tell you that pink filling, that was something else. Something else. But I have fun doing these. So there's those. So those are all my finishes. I should have a few finishes here soon. Well, not soon, but hopefully I can finish some here in the next couple months. This first whip, so not for whips. This is Hive Rules by Lindsay, or Primrose Cottage Stitches. This is a very popular chart as well. This was released in 2022 Nashville Needlework Market. And I just thought it was cute. I am thinking about gifting this to either my sister or my friend who has small kids. But who knows what I'll do with it. And here is my progress. I don't know that that light is in the right place. Let's see, let's try that. Maybe, I don't know. I just feel like my lighting is a little off. So there's Hive Rules. I was working last on this here always. I really like stitching on this. This is one of my favorites. I don't know, it's just the way that, you know, you finish one section. Here you can finish like little motifs, a word, and I feel like I've done something. So I really like this. This is a long piece. There's the other half. So I'm about halfway on the chart for that one. This next chart, I started this back in October 2021. So this was a mystery sale. It was a 5-part release by Fat Quarter Shop. This is called Autumn Beauties. I've only worked a little bit on this, but I actually won at a giveaway during that time the floss for this. Classic Colorworks. So I had never used Classic Colorworks. This was the first time I started using Classic Colorworks with this chart. It was gifted to me from a giveaway. I have some challenges with that, but I think now I'm kind of, when I went to the retreat, I expressed my concerns, and a lot of the ladies were very nice about explaining to me how to use the hand dye floss and, you know, putting them together. So I've done a lot better. I haven't picked this up in a while, but I think since the last time I videoed, I think I finished this section here. I still haven't even finished the border. Just doing that gingham, I think it's called. It's just not fun. So I'll stitch on the border as I go. Anything with borders, I don't know. I stitch it as I go. It's just one of the things that I don't like. Not that I don't like it, but it gets boring. Like I jump around a lot, which is crazy because when you do a lot of jumping around, you can kind of mess things up, which I have done recently, but I like to just move different areas. This next stitch is, so this has been my travel piece. this has been my travel piece. This is by Blue Flower. This is actually the first chart I stitched by Blue Flowers called Seasons of the Heart Autumn. She has, I think, four different pieces for each season. I'm stitching this on 14 count light oatmeal Aida by Fiddler's Cloth. And I started to stitch this for Garon's monthly designer focus in 2022. But I did not keep up with it. I mean, I just thought, well, I'll stitch it while they're there. So that's what I selected. I really like stitching on this because it's 14 count Aida is very easy for me to see it. So I can stitch it in the car, don't have to use my binoculars or anything. I should be done with this soon. I mean, I've done a lot of progress on this. I did mess up here, and this is why sometimes jumping around is not good for you to do because you do mess up. Actually, this is one stitch up. So right here in this piece here, this little green thing there, I stitch it up one stitch too high. But that's okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a row to the flower pot so that it gets down to the bottom here. But I really like this. I'm probably going to put this away for a little bit just because I think I'm going to pick another travel piece that I can put a lot of time in it. I think I've stitched on this probably every day during the week for the last 3 weeks. So I need to give it a rest and give more attention to my other pieces. This next piece is called Bountiful. This is a Fat Quarter Shop chart for Make-A-Wish Foundation. So every year they do a piece for that, and the chart is free. The only thing that they ask is that you donate, I think it was either $15 or $20 to the charity there in Texas, and you can stitch it. So I have not gotten very far with it. This fabric is very wrinkled, sorry. But I've got a start. Again, the border, I got the border pretty much done all the way around. Half stitches. So as I go around, I will finish the stitch because right now they're half stitches, and then I'll start, and then I'll just kind of go with it. But I haven't got very far. I'm just using DMC. This is just a white Aida 16 count. I do a lot of stitching on 16 count now. Not so much 18. I'll do 14 count every once in a while. But anytime you see anytime I talk about a 14 count, it's because that's all I stitch in the beginning. So a lot of these I've had for a while when I started stitching 2 years ago. So it's going to be in 14 count. But for the most part, they're all going to be 16 count. And now 28 count even weave. This next chart is by JBW Designs, French Country Butterfly. I'm really trying to keep that light from flashing. And I'm stitching this on a 14 count Aida by Charles Craft. It is a printed chart. It's like a pinkish, bluish, greenish fabric. And I actually won this chart from Annie of the Proper Stitcher in February of 2022. So it was a giveaway. Okay, I don't win a lot of giveaways, but every once in a while my name gets called, which is nice. But here it is. And yes, this needs to be done. I am using DMC 115. This, I think, was the first time I tried doing something like with a variegated. I didn't do too good with this, but now I've learned how to use the variegated. So I am going to finish this. I like it. I have to finish it. I got to get back to it. So yes, I have some whips in here that should be done like this, but time. I don't know. Time and wants, and sometimes I just pick something and it's not, whatever. I stitch what I want. Stitch what makes me happy. Stitch what makes you happy. And that's what I do. This next one is called Farm Life. This was also a giveaway that I won. This actually came from Nicola at Bumble Stitches. She's in the UK, I think it is. I am stitching this on a 16 count Ada by Witchell, color amber. And I did purchase a color and cotton floss pack from Fat Quarter Shop. This is an It's So Emma exclusive design. And here it is. This last week I started working on this guy here, which is the cow that you see there, this white cow. That's what I started stitching. So that's where I am with that. All right, I'm at 50 minutes. I really need to hustle. Sorry, y'all. This next stitch was also an exclusive for Garon Stitching in the Wild. This is called Ink Circles. This is what it looks like. I only have a little bit of a start there. This is the first time I stitch on Ink Circles. This actually, they had the floss pack and the fabric, so I was able to buy it there all kitted up. And this is using Classic Color Works. This is on a 16 count Ada by Witchell, Touch of Peach color. And I started this maybe a month ago. I just haven't gotten back to it. But there's my little itty bitty start. I'm trying to keep things in order so when I go to put it back, I don't have to hunt for the project bags. This next piece is called Less Stock Stitching. This is a hands-on design. I started this a year ago. It is on a black Ada, 16 counts, and I just stitched this because I saw other stitchers stitching it and I thought it was cool. I do enjoy doing this chart. I'm not so big on samplers, but you will notice I do have a lot of charts like this or that maybe samplery type, just because I like to finish little things. Like I can finish a word and feel like I've accomplished something. And so here's where I am. I think since I last shown this, I think I've kind of worked in this area here. So, and I really like this. I don't mind stitching on black. It is a little bit difficult, but I kind of get in the hang of it. Just one of those things that I can't do every day. Okay, guys, look. Not much more to go, but we're getting there. This next chart I've had for forever and a day. This was the first chart I think I got from Fat Quarter Shop. It was a mystery design for Christmas. And they did this in September. It was like a Christmas thing in September. This was a Christmas in September sale that they did. It's on 14 count Witchell, Ada by Witchell on chalkboard black. And you think I'd be done with this by now, but this one, I don't know, it's just one of those that I have to be in the mood to stitch. But I have put I did start this bottom section, the bows. I started that this last week. So there's that. Really cute. Like I said, I don't do a lot of Christmas stitching, but I do have some here and there. This next one I think is one of my favorites too. This is a design by Teresa Kogut called Love Your Family. Am I on the screen? Yes, Love Your Family. I'm stitching this on 16 count Ada by Witchell, color amber. And I wanted to join also in on Garon's monthly designer focus. They started in 2022. This was their December designer focus for 22, Teresa Kogut. So I started it late. Well, I started this December 2022, but I didn't do a whole lot of stitching, but I do stitch on this quite a bit. I haven't finished the house. Again, when you have to do repetitive stitching, I have to move around. So I started here. I started the house, did the windows, and then I moved here. I needed to finish something. I'll get back to the house eventually, but right now that's where I am. Okay. I had to pause for a second because my fan is blowing everything on the floor. So I had to move it. This next chart is another exclusive created by Romina Petrucci, Romy's creation. This was for Stitching in the Wild. And again, they had the floss pack, so I bought the floss pack. This was actually a freebie in our swag bag. And I actually started this recently. Actually, okay, so I started this for the pop-up retreat, Annabella's pop-up retreat. Um, I didn't stitch, it was a 12-hour retreat. I didn't stitch a whole lot. I did a lot of this. And I jumped from room to room to room. And I did a lot of talking and meeting people. So I started this, but I didn't get very far. So there is my sad start. That little itty bitty piece there. But that's okay. I started it. That's all that matters, right? Yay. Okay. Sorry. All right. This next one is actually one of my favorites too. I know I have a lot of favorites, but there are some charts that I just go back to all the time because I like them. This is called Magical Forest by the Stitchy Princess. Ekaterina, I think is her name. She is from the UK. There's the chart. I just think I call this my funky forest. I just think her stuff is very cute. It's funky. I have a couple of her charts. And I purchased this chart to support her during the Ukraine and Russia war that started in 2022. I just thought this chart was different, cute. When the war started back a little over a year ago, she put this out on Facebook, and so I felt like I needed to support her. So I'll pick this up quite a bit. Okay, I'm trying to find a good angle that doesn't show. Ooh! But this is where I am. I've been working down here in this pond area. Let me turn this way. There you go. I just kind of wanted you to see that white. I am using a B5200. This is on just like a light green fabric. But I really like the way that looks there. But it's very cute. Just different. It is my funky chart. Funky forest, but I like it. This chart I bought at the Cross Stitch Cupboard in Fort Lauderdale when I went to retreat. Very cute. I found that there. I thought it was really cute. I am stitching this on a printed fabric by Charles Craft 14 count 80 that I bought at Michael's. And I really like it. I'm not sure. My sister likes turtles, and I thought once I finish it, get it finished, maybe I'll gift it to her. I don't know. But here it is. Yes, I do have a hanging thread. I was working on this recently. One of the things I learned a long time ago from Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop, you see that there? That says top. Sometimes when I do charts like this, I wouldn't be able to tell if this is up or if this is down. So on some of my charts, I will have the word top on the top so that I know which side is up. So there's that. Just a couple more. This is Spring Banner by Stony Creek. And I had picked this for something. I don't know why I stitched this. I don't have an information sheet on this one. I have to figure out why I did this. I don't know. I just started stitching it. It's really cute. Now, I am going to stitch it, but I'm stitching it. I am not going to stitch the border. So if you can see here, there's a border there. All this here, all this black, that's all a border. I'm not stitching that, and I'm not stitching the word spring. I am just going to stitch the inside. And that's all I've gotten. There was a reason why I started this. I don't remember. Maybe I'll find my info sheet soon. But that's where I'm at. My daughter just woke up. So it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and she just woke up. I told this girl starting tomorrow at 9 o'clock, her phone gets put away and she's going to get on a bedtime schedule for back to school because school's going to start in a couple weeks. 1 o'clock. Who sleeps till 1 o'clock? Anyway, so my last chart is another one by Katerina Stitchy Princess. Oops. This came from the Just Cross Stitch Magazine, February 2023 issue. I needed a winter piece for Baringo by Carolyn Sook for the monthly magazine Facebook group, so I picked this because this is kind of wintry. Well, it's got the word winter in it, so I'm assuming it's winter. There's a little guy there on a sleigh. So I haven't stitched on this in a little bit, but I do want to get back to it because it's really cute. So that's it, you guys. Those are all my whips, all my hauls. Thank you for watching. Oh, so I was talking to somebody about crocheting. Ooh, back up. And I thought that I would, I thought, you know what, crocheting looks so cool. I want to try it. I bought this like a month ago. And you see why it's sitting there? Hasn't been moved, hasn't been touched. I can't figure this thing out. I started it, it come apart, I started. So I am trying to learn how to crochet. I'm going to find somebody to teach me how to crochet just because I want to do little things. One of the things that I kind of want to do is for next year's retreat in Alabama is I want to have something to give to my table mates. And I thought if I can do something, crochet or little thing, you know, this was given to us last year. Someone made this, which I thought was really cute. It's like a little orc catcher or whatever. This was one of the little freebie things. I don't know that I would do something like that, but just something similar. So anyway, so while cross stitch is my only hobby right now, I'm thinking about maybe learning crochet or maybe beading, you know. So anyways, but that's all I have for you guys. Look, we're a little over an hour. I'm sorry for keeping you this long. Sorry, not sorry. I hope you enjoy what you see. Hopefully I can come back in a month and show you what I've worked on. And that's it. Bye, everyone. Happy stitching. Talk to y'all later. Bye.